It's content you... Okay, well, tell me this. Do you download this, or do they mail it to you?
Hey, pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town? What kind of weak-ass argument is that?
$250! What, is the game gonna come out and suck my...
Oh. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it, right? It is DLC.
They have to fire their executive, and then they have to change the direction of the company and apologize to their players.
Escape from Tarkov developer Battlestate Games has angered fans by releasing a new $250 version of the game. You heard it right. After taxes and fees and everything else, this is like almost 400 Canadian dollars or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Wildly expensive. Have you not heard of this?
No? So I have no idea what's going on.
The pricey new Unheard edition includes access to an offline PvE co-op mode.
That's actually pretty cool. Like, I would probably enjoy that version of the game more, because the reality of it is, I love the concept, but I'm not sweaty enough to play Tarkov.
Yeah, hold on though. That existing at all is not why people are mad.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a second.
Right.
Because people love the idea that that's a thing. People have been begging for this for, I don't know, it's the whole time the game has existed.
As long as they're not plastic bagging, those are banned, then everything's good.
We'll have persistent progress, so when the game wipes, it won't reset every time.
Cool.
Yeah, so those things are good, right? So you can almost have
like Baldur's Gate or whatever. Like, you could have like a campaign that you're playing with your friends.
Yeah.
Because like every time I touch Tarkov, it's wiped.
But there's like this thing called SPT Tarkov, where it's single player Tarkov, and there is an unofficial co-op mode thing, but those are all Battlestate Games fights against those and doesn't like those. Those are, they think they're bad. So this is like an official one. It's a big deal since the $150 Edge of Darkness edition, which is no longer available for purchase, promised buyers free access to all subsequent DLCs. But
Are they arguing this is...
They're arguing that it's a feature, not a DLC.
Well, what the heck is a DLC?
Yeah.
What is the difference?
There's a tweet. Go for it.
Can we get together and define what exactly DLC means? Because as far as I can tell, it's a catch-all term. It's content you... Okay, well, tell me this. Do you download this, or do they mail it to you?
It would be so funny if they mailed this to everyone to like try to get around it. That would be hilarious.
I mean, that would explain the cost.
All right, let's take a peek. Earlier today, the Unheard edition of Escape from Tarkov was announced as part of the latest patch, promising a brand new player versus environment mode and other bonuses. Yippee! Now that the edition has launched, fans are not happy with the bonus it gives and the massive $250 price tag. That is a big chunk of change that even has EA and Ubisoft doing this right now. So just this one DLC was $250? The first issue that fans have is that the player versus environment mode for Tarkov is exclusive to those who buy the new edition. This is despite the fact that anyone who purchased the old Edge of Darkness edition was promised all future DLC content as part of the Season Pass, which you would think would include this new mode. So this is false advertising? Is that what they're coming after Tarkov for? Because they're saying that you get all future DLC with this, and now they're not giving you all future DLC? A lot of fans who have the Edge of Darkness edition are rightfully very annoyed they now have to upgrade from EOD, which costs $100, in order to play it. However, some posts on the official Discord have tried to explain why BSG thinks this is not DLC. Please don't tell me they're trying to fight their battle. Well, actually, they push up their glasses. It's not DLC by the technical terminology. That's not the correct nomenclature. This is a new single-player experience, thus, they did not circumvent any laws. That's their whole thing, it's semantics. That's such a weak argument. It ain't DLC, it's unique feature of the new edition added, said Discord user Applezor, who is the lead community manager at Battlestate Games for Escape from Tarkov. DLC means additional downloadable content. PvE is a feature and a game mode. Just because you all want it to become a DLC, it wouldn't mean it is one. It's featured game mode for the new edition of the game. Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town? What kind of weak-ass argument is that? Huh? That's a lot worse than I thought that was going to be. Like, you can probably cobble together some kind of cohesive argument for why it's not technically DLC, but this is not how you do it. Here's an update at 8:15. The official Escape from Tarkov account has posted a statement that seems to suggest Battlestate game has no plans to make the new mode available to anyone who does not buy the new edition. Hey guys, listen, we heard the outrage. F*** you. PvE mode is a unique feature which is available only for owners of the Unheard Edition. We will keep you updated on new features exclusive for EOD owners. And then they even got community noted. New game modes are generally accepted as DLC if put behind a paywall. Battlestate sold EOD with the promise that they would receive free access to all subsequent DLCs. You're still gonna buy it, right? Brother, I don't play Tarkov. And you would never catch me spending $250 for a fucking DLC. I don't even buy DLC when it's like $5. You think I'm gonna drop 250 clams on this? Oh, here's the lawsuit update. This customer protection again. The only way we can solve this is if we make formal complaints to BSG about this. If they are left unresolved for 30 days, we can proceed with the lawsuit, no problem. If they answer negatively, we can proceed. I suggest you all to do formal complaints as BSG. Make them have 1,000 lawsuits at once. This is available for Europe, the 30 days thing. Man, that severely underpaid social media guy for BSG is gonna have the worst 30 days of his life. Meanwhile, all the big wigs are just gonna be counting their money from the whales that won't be able to contain themselves, scratching at the neck and spending the $250. Like, it's 2024. These companies hire tech-savvy people. They have social media experts. They have these fucking think tanks and focus groups, and yet somehow these kind of decisions still go through.
The Escape from Tarkov developers were a bunch of scumbag scammers. Escape from Tarkov is a extraction shooter game. Some would say the first of its kind, and those people would be wrong, because the first extraction game was actually The Division's Dark Zone. What they're advertising is this Unheard Edition with a play offline feature with the boys, okay? With your friends, you can play this. Co-op PvE mode. So you don't have to deal with the dipshit community that is the hacking groups on Tarkov. No wipes, no nothing. So of course, this is by far one of the biggest features the game has to offer. The Unheard Edition is costing $250! What, is the game gonna come out and suck my $250 for a game? And of course, this game comes with that offline co-op progression patch that they're selling, okay? Now again, the reason why the community is, again, rightfully pissed about it is if you buy this version of the game and you bought that Edge of Darkness that I showed you very much at the beginning, that was promised at the time that all future downloadable content, last I checked, a game mode is actually downloadable content, okay? It should just be part of the experience. Yeah, they have to buy a whole new edition or pay $100 in order to play that offline co-op patch, right? Now, of course, the brilliant community managers at ESG, Battlestate Games, okay, have decided to say PvE mode is a unique feature, not a DLC. Not a DLC, which is available only for the owners of the Unheard Edition. We'll keep you updated on new features for EOD owners. So, first off, now we're just getting into the legal speak, huh? Oh wait, the new game mode that you put into the game? You know, it's every other developer calls that shit a downloadable content, okay? But these guys are calling it a feature because apparently it's a unique feature of that bundle. Pay up, pussy! No, don't pay up. Use the mod I showed you earlier. And then play the free SPT AKI with the multiplayer patch. They may not like it, and they can kick rocks because of it. And here's the reason why people would play single player, you know, the mod. Because this game is filled with a serious cheating problem, okay? I used to play Escape from Tarkov, not like religiously like Rainbow Six Siege, mind you. No. I played it with a group of friends that I met through Siege. And here's the problem with a game like Escape from Tarkov. On the surface level, it's actually an interesting, unique game that people will really like. The problem is the community has a serious cheating problem, okay? Now, of course, Escape from Tarkov responds to this nightmare and dumpster fire by saying, all right, listen, Tarky citizens, these Tarkov guys, come back. To honor the owners of the EOD version, to honor the owners of the EOD version and their indelible importance and role to the EFT universe, we plan to add the following new features to the EOD edition. So this is them trying to save face, and this is a bigger slap to the face than you can imagine. High quality matchmaking for 6 months. You get better quality matching, but just for 6 months, okay? Just for 6 months. Access to offline PvE mode for 6 months. Yeah, that game mode, sorry, hold on, wait a minute. That feature, you get access to it for just 6 months, then you gotta start, paying up, all right? Come on now. No, don't do that, okay? This is a scumbag developer.
Escape from Tarkov, the Unheard Edition trailer. Here we go. Oh my god. It's a guy with a gun. The Unheard Edition. Co-op PvE mode. Okay, cool. No wipes. Okay. Unique melee weapon. Unique arm. A unique armband? Okay. Additionally, this seems all good. Okay. So why is this bad? Is 250... No, it's not. It is? Where is it? Where is it? I want to pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now. I want to see it. Go to the website. Oh! What? Why? However, Tarkov discontinued their most expensive Edge of Darkness bundle. Oh, it's not even the case of they added this into the game. They took away the existing thing, and now they're adding this instead. So it's like if people are already buying $150, why not make them spend $250? I can see the logic there, because if you look at $250 versus $150, you get $100 more if you charge $250. Don't forget the completely unoriginal bought assets and items. Wait, what is this? Surely you guys didn't buy the knife off Kuriki off the asset store. Wait. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1. Battlestate Games is from Nikita. It's the same main guy. First of all, PvE game mode is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is the major additions to the game, including various functionality and content that are released after the official release of the game as themed DLC packs. Like, in any definition of DLC, this does not fall under that category. Wrong, try again tomorrow. Look at the first mod comment. Okay, last time I checked, a brand new game mode that the game's never had is a pretty major addition to the game. That's obviously DLC. Popular questions that appear in this thread. How's a new game mode? Not major content, so therefore not DLC. Well, look, I mean, here's the truth. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it, right? It is DLC. By any normal person's definition of DLC, a PvE mode is DLC. That's just the way it is. It's really not that complicated. Like, so it doesn't matter, like, what your definition is, because, you know, this is like another example of the customer's always right. If the customer thinks this is DLC, then it's DLC, especially if pretty much all the customers think that. And I think that's where they're at right now.
All right, so guaranteed early access to closed beta, digital copy preload, increased size of stash. So they went from 10 by 28 cells to 10 by 38 cells. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like selling stash tabs. Just give them the goddamn tabs. This. What is that? So Tarkov, as far as I know, is a game completely built on you dying and losing your stuff. If you pay $50, you don't lose stuff in a 2x2 grid. If you pay $82, you don't lose stuff on death in a 2x2 grid. If you pay $110, you don't lose stuff on death in a 3x2 grid. If you pay $250, you don't lose stuff in a 3x3 grid. And this is before tax. Losing shit on death is a hallmark of this game. The idea that you could spend real money to circumvent that game mechanic is complete and utter dog shit. You're against pay to win? Absolutely. We shouldn't be on the same level on the battlefield if I whip out my credit card and you whip out 100 hours of gameplay. That's ass. And I always hate the argument of, what about the casual player? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You're playing a competitive video game. In a competitive video game, if one person puts in more effort, they deserve to get more out of the game. That is how it works. It's a competitive video game. Spending money to circumvent that player's effort is not okay. If that system exists where I can use money to progress in the video game in any respect, I'm out. Access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression. Progression will not be reset with wipes. Re-access to all subsequent DLCs. So you only get access to the PvE co-op if you pay $250? That's weird. Yeah, it's super weird to me. That's really, really strange to me. So that's like a minor gripe, whatever. It's kind of gross. That's gross to me. But this, the idea of this going up per tier, that's going to be a thing that anyone who plays the game competitively is immediately going to want to get this. They're immediately going to have to be like, I have to play the game competitively. If I'm going to play the game competitively, I need to have the stash that actually doesn't drop when I die. And the only way that I can do that is by spending $250. You've completely undermined the effort of everyone who is a competitive player of that game. They got rid of a version called the EOD edition, which is $150 promised future access to all DLCs. Wouldn't PvE count? Access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression, wouldn't that count as all DLCs? Yes, but no. Explain. They argued it doesn't. So, access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression will not be reset with wipes, is not a downloadable content for the game Tarkov. It's a feature, not a DLC. Do you download it, and is it content for the game? Do you install a separate, different game, or is it an add-on that you download separately for Tarkov? If it is an add-on for Tarkov, it is downloadable content. If it is a separate client, separate game entirely, it's not a feature, it's a different game. Just a patch? A patch is downloadable content. It is content that you download. That is what downloadable content means. Downloadable content doesn't generally mean paid for downloadable content. There is free downloadable content and there is paid downloadable content. That is what it means. That's why it's called DLC. No, people don't know what DLC actually means. That's why people say paid DLC. Is it a patch that you download? Then it's downloadable content. They don't know what pay to win means either? No, they don't. Like, to be real with you, I see this as pay to win. The reason why is options like this that circumvent baseline game mechanics, such as your effort. Yeah, no, I've been in the games industry for 20 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you download content for the video game that you have installed on your computer, it is called downloadable content. There's a difference between DLC and paid DLC. Definition of terms is important, especially inside of the tech industry when we have definition of terms across the industry. I'll give you an example. Amazon doesn't know what a hotfix is. Do you know how I know they don't know what a hotfix is? A hotfix means that the servers stay hot while you fix something, meaning they're still live for the players. And for some reason, Amazon Games keeps bringing their servers offline for 4 hours for a hotfix. Some companies just don't understand what these terms mean, and it makes everyone dumber as a result. Yeah, that's called a patch. Yeah. So, the person who doesn't know what DLC is, you're making everyone dumber as a result of your inability to understand what this actually means. Downloadable content is DLC. Downloadable content. FT, I just call it Tarkov. I have no idea otherwise. I said this is getting absurd, because they said the update regarding EOD edition, and they put out this tweet that links to this that says, now EOD owners get 6 months of high priority matching and 6 months of offline PvE content, which doesn't make any sense because originally it said access to all future DLCs indefinitely. And so they got community note infrastructure will be improved to required capacity. When? So not right away, eventually. You sold them this. Access to all future DLC was part of the EOD package. You sold it to them, and then told them they weren't going to get it, and now you're telling them they'll get it eventually, maybe. and then told them they weren't going to get it, and now you're telling them they'll get it eventually, maybe. This is going to be a class action, dude. That is, it's not scummy, it's illegal. That is false advertising. And I'm waiting to see how bad this goes. That's a big goddamn deal. The EU hates this shit. The EU will rip them apart. You cannot do that. It doesn't... No, they're not Russian. Their headquarters is in Europe. Actually, it's in the UK. How does somebody like BSG come back from this controversy? By firing their CEO. The only way that they can claw back from this, because they've doubled down on it, they've doubled down so many times now, they have to fire their executive, and then they have to change the direction of the company and apologize to their players. That's the only way that I can see them going forward and recouping player trust. They have not only shit the bed, they have doubled down on it being a good action for their company. That's it, dude. Yeah. CEO is basically a sacrificial lamb? No, CEO is a figurehead. And unfortunately, the company looks like shit right now. So I don't see them fixing this. They'd have to do a complete reversal and likely fire an executive. Yeah, it's a burn down. That's exactly what it is. It's wild as shit, frankly. Firing Nikita kills the game. Nikita is clearly cashing out. Yeah, it's dead either way.